ODI World Cup from 2017 World Cup, and they've lost only 2 on their road to the semi-final of this T20 World Cup since winning that 2020 T20 World Cup. There are once-in-a-generation team. Frankly speaking, are they even beatable? Is it really something that we can talk about?
They are cheat code. No, you look at the team from one top to 11. Even Healy was not playing; he was not fit. Then still, they are like entire team. You see, this full of match winners. The only way I can think India winning against Australia is like one individual performance, like Harmanpreet Kaur 171, that kind of knock, or Renuka Singh has come and taken 6-7 wickets in her first spell. That's the way. Otherwise, I don't think this team. I think they're the best. Forget about women's cricket. They are the most dominating team in both men's and women's cricket. No team has dominated like Meg Lennon's team ever.
Absolutely. And, we're talking about numbers a lot. We established this team from the numbers, but here's one. So let's go to the ODI World Cup triumph of 2022, right? Lost just 2 games out of the 42 that they played in the build-up to the final, after the final, that is. And their win-loss ratio during the same, 15.5. No other team has had a win-loss ratio of more than 7. Forget women's cricket, men's cricket, bring in any team, Clive Lloyd's West Indies, Ricky Ponting's Australia, Steve Waugh's Australia. I mean, that is some stat to have. And, I just keep telling this to everyone who comes and talks to me about cricket. If there's one team you would want to watch play, it's this one. And now they're facing India. They are, of course, unbeaten in this competition so far. But a positive for India would be that they have come close to beating this team. They have beaten this team not so long back during the home series last year. And they did come close to beating them twice in the Commonwealth Games Championship last time around. And of course, Indian cricket that way has seen some really close contests. We would have wanted to go our way, but they haven't. Can they really turn the table this time around? What are the positives that you've seen in this Indian side?
Look, I mean, in this World Cup, there have been few issues with them. Harmanpreet Kaur's injury, I don't think she has still recovered. Safali Verma's inconsistency at the top. There are only a couple of players who can really rely on. Even Smriti scored 87 against Ireland, but she was dropped 4 times. Right. Apart from Renuka and Tipti, there's no other bowler who looks like that will take wickets. That's the issue. Strike rotation, massive issue. They are playing so many dot balls. So that's why, I mean, when it comes to knockout, after that 2017 Women's 50 Over World Cup, where they realized that now we'll have to step up. And that was Harmanpreet. That was one of the freakiest innings you have ever seen. But in knockouts, in the ICC events, this Meg Lennon team is a complete beast. And that's why I was very surprised when Lennon was there. It was a steal in WPL auction. I mean, 1.1 crore, and everyone was saying, I was like, she's the best captain of this women's cricket team, entire history. And it was a steal, complete steal. But as you said, India have plenty of problems, right? They'll have to find a way. As I said earlier, it will be an individual performance. I can't see a complete team performance outclassing this Australian team. वो possible नहीं है. I think there will be one or two couple of individual brilliance, and then it will be unset. It will be a soccer. अगर होता है तो if we manage to beat them up, someone will have to play like that Harmanpreet's 171. I don't know. Be it Smriti, be it Harman, be it Richa. Someone will have to play that kind of knock.
It's almost like I can picture people watching the match in the stadium if it goes India's way. Forget if they are Indian fans, forget if they are Australian fans. वो जो Undertaker के हारने पे जो reaction crowd के, I think in the WrestleMania 21-1 जब वो बना था, I think that is the sort of
वाला कोई
Newlands Cape Town में बिल्कुल Newlands Cape Town में वैसा ही माहौल देखने को मिल सकता है. But I think you're right. India का top order का issue रहा है, and India banked a lot on their top order. When it's come to their team progressing further in ICC tournaments या फिर किसी भी tournament में last few years we've seen. But Richa Ghosh, I think that's one big positive for them because even against Pakistan, जो एक कह सकते हैं कि विकेट्स कुछ कंसेक्यूटिव इंटरवल्स गिर गए, उसके बाद जमाइमा के साथ जो उनकी पार्टनरशिप हुई, that was crucial. And then against West Indies as well, even more regulation chase, but उन्होंने दिखाया कि down the order you have someone you can bank on when it comes to hitting those 30-40 runs, which can be important. But yeah, I think एक और चीज जो मेरे जहन में यहाँ पर आती है, and this is something that everyone was kind of shocked when they watched the 2022 final between Australia and England, the ODI World Cup final. Alyssa Healy pre-final, not sure if she was going to feature. 100 उन्होंने बना ली थी. उनसे एक सवाल पूछा गया था जब उन्होंने अपनी रिकॉर्ड तोड़ इनिंग्स बनाई उसके बाद में ऑस्ट्रेलिया जीता कि you weren't at your fit best, how did you play the final? तो उन्होंने बोला ऐसी कोई चीज नहीं है जो 2 beers रिजॉल्व नहीं कर सकते जो पैरासिटामोल कर. I think even if she isn't 100% before the big matches, she just loves to play those big games, and India will remember that from the final led in 2020, right?
I think if she's fit, she'll start. And as you said rightly, she's a big match player. She loves those occasions, maybe, and that's the thing. That semi-final, playing the semi-final, final, and she's a match winner. That वो 6 ओवर में ना वो गेम खत्म हो जाता है. जो before that, what MCG में हमने देखा था 3 years ago, what happened? It was like over. उसके बाद वो कुछ नहीं था. That was a reminder of 2003 World Cup final in South Africa, India, Australia. What happened? वो उस तरीके का है. And she's a very, I mean, she loves playing against India. उनका that record is also ये. And hopefully if Shikha Pandey can get that seed, absolute seed in a first over, then we have an hope. But still, मैं उनके अभी will see the playing level. No, so I mean, अच्छा ये out हो गया. It's like then there will be this Ellis Perry is there, Captain Meg Lanning is there, this Tahila McGrath, man. I mean, I'm eager to watch her in the WPL, sorry, because I think she'll be the MVP. She's going to be the MVP, and then there's so many. It goes on. I mean, they bat deeper. So I mean, it's going to be again. I mean, it's going to be. I don't know. I mean, I don't have much hope, but still, I hopefully there will be good cricket. Good India might give them a tough time, but at the end of the day, I think they're a better team. They're very good. I think they're the favorites, and they will win also in the final.
Let's picture the hypothetical before we wrap this up, right? There have been pretty big results in the history of Indian cricket. If the one on Thursday goes their way, how big is that going to be for this team? Forget the final to be played. It's going to be a World Cup win itself to dethrone this Australian team at a major tournament in the semi-finals, right?
That would be like, I mean, big, man. That's big. I mean, it's like, I don't know, kya bolo, that for example, if Southampton comes and they beat Manchester City, or at Etihad, like Real Madrid losing to some relegation threatening team at Burnbow, it's like that. I mean, I'm not saying that India is that bad, but that gap between Australia and the rest, it's huge. It's huge. And agar aap unki, if you see how they bat, they're very smart. चौके छक्के नहीं आ रहे हैं, they will make sure कि 6 रन 7 रन ओवर में आ रहा है. That strike rotation, that's the thing that's our problem, and it's been a perennial problem. ये अभी का नहीं है. इंडियन वुमेन्स क्रिकेट का ये काफी इशू है. वो शॉट अच्छा लगता है अगर आप 1 ओवर में 2 चौके मार रहे हो, बट आप 4 डॉट भी खेल रहे हो. That's an issue. वो उनके साथ नहीं होता. So let's see how it goes. And
well, of course, we'll be here to bring you all the updates at the IndianExpress.com. So if you want to stay tuned to whatever's happening at the T20 World Cup 2023 and what's happening in the rest of the world in sports, you know what to do. Go on to the IndianExpress.com and keep following us on our social media handles, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.